We're back after our mourning period. We've slowly gotten over it. Still angers me, so we're not going to talk about it. But this is our round of 16 review.
Nice. Getting straight into it, like you said, we're not gonna address the USA game. We already made a video on it. We're
Didn't
out.
happen.
It sucks. Netherlands moves on. We'll talk about who they face is Argentina, who smacked up on Australia.
Kind of expected.
Australia, they kind of put up a little fight, though. You know what I mean? They look better than what people expected. People expect Argentina to just kind of walk over them, but
They put up a fight.
It was a moment of Messi magic. It's what Argentina need. I think that's his first goal in the knockout rounds of the World Cup ever. So interesting to note that. So yeah, Argentina though.
Going through, the Socceroos weren't able to keep it together at the back.
Yeah.
I mean, like Tanner said, Messi magic. What else are you going to do?
Yeah. Another game on the same side, we're going to go with the Japan-Croatia game starting out. Croatia going through that game itself. Croatia just didn't really have that much about them. You want to see more of Modric in that midfield and Kovacic and Brozovic.
Yeah, Brozovic really put in a shift. He did have a really good game.
Yeah.
He was one of the only standout players. He actually ran a world record amount of World Cup record amount in that game. I mean, he was just running his socks off. And then after, there was a picture of him smoking a cigarette right after the game, just chilling in the locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool can you get?
Like, that's impressive for sure.
Croatia going through, though. Japan, they're there because they were able to just hold on there at the end against Spain in the knockouts, but they weren't able to keep that magic going, and they ended up losing on penalties.
And we got to talk about those pens. Oh, my goodness. What terrible penalties. I mean, you're going up. It's the World Cup round of 16.
Yeah.
Go to take your pens. If you go up there with as little confidence as they showed, you're definitely just going to lose off rip.
Definitely. Minamino with the first one, rough penalty, just a real tough one.
They were all like that, though. They all just kind of tapped it and down to the side. It wasn't a lot of... I'm not going to say you need to smash it every time, but you're not... Those players aren't that level to go up there just cool, calm, and just... You know what I'm saying? They should...
Place it. They need to just hit it as hard as they can, but also keep it on target. You know, pick a side... hit it to that side and just smash it, but they weren't able to go through. We see Croatia going through, and then really they're the only team that has been able to keep the penalties going. So good on them.
Brazil, who they're going to be facing, a big win over South Korea, a very, very impressive first half. Overall, really good performance. We see Neymar coming back. We see Richarlison scoring wonder goals. The first half was
Casemiro in the midfield, amazing.
The first half was insane.
I mean, Brazil, we all know, are going to be one of the favorites going into the tournament, and still are one of the favorites. But the way that they absolutely handled South Korea was just so impressive.
Yeah.
They really play their game, and they don't give a shit about anybody else or any of the pundits. Shout out to you, Roy Keane. They're going to dance. Let them dance.
Yeah.
But they don't care about anybody except themselves. And that's a good thing, in a good sense.
Yeah.
They love to play together. They love the game that they all play. And you even see the manager. The manager has now given all 26 players on that squad minutes in the World Cup. That's just admirable. We got to give him a hands out.
And then he's doing the celebration with Richarlison after he scores.
I mean, just the cohesion in that unit, they're just a force. We really could see another World Cup won by them easily this year.
I know we've made a video on it before, but that Brazil team is exactly why I love Brazil and fell in love with football itself. Was because Brazil. Yeah. And I know we made a video on that, and I know you've seen that before. So, yeah. I love Brazil, and seeing them just do their thing is insane, and I hope they keep fucking dancing. On the other side of the bracket, top... we see France. Oh my goodness, France are Mbappe, really.
Another one of those teams that obviously they're favorites coming in and still are.
Yeah.
They're just playing amazingly. Even with the amount of injuries that they've got people that are just stepping up and performing. Plus, when you have probably the best player in the world right now in Mbappe, you're going to do bits. I mean, and that's what they've done.
That Poland team was not prepared for that game at all, to say the least. Like, they held it down for a little bit. Lewandowski getting the penalty in the 90 plus 10th or something to make it 3-1, I think it was.
Right, a consolation.
It was already completely over at that. And France just showed their class again. They're a really good side.
Poland really just were... Their game plan was to not concede and really just clear everything and get it up to Lewandowski and hope he does something. And they weren't able to do that. France shut him down.
Yeah, France moving on, like we said. They're going to be playing against England.
Unfortunately.
England getting I think it was a 3-0 over Senegal.
3-0 over Senegal.
The first 30 minutes, though, was very questionable from England.
It was
as
nervy.
we seen Senegal getting after them. Pickford doing his job, yes, but doing it to a very high level. Very good goalkeeping in the first part of that game to keep him in it, and then they go on and run it.
Ismail Sarr, shout out. I mean, he played his heart out, ran his socks off, honestly. Diatta on that other side. Those two wingers were really giving Walker and Shaw problems. Obviously, Kyle Walker is quick, but he is not the same that he was 5 years ago.
Not 28 anymore.
Exactly.
27.
So when you have Ismail Sarr running down that wing at him, it's kind of nervy. They were able to hold it down, though, obviously. Clean sheet, good for them. But that Senegal team, without Mane, they were just missing that extra piece. And I think that if they had them, or if they had Mane, they really could have surprised some people in this game. Going down to the bottom corner of the bracket now, we've got Spain and Morocco.
Yeah, man.
Another game that goes to penalties, and another incredible result for the Moroccans.
Wow. I mean, this game was insane for both teams, really. It was a really good game to watch. You saw Morocco just a fighting team, absolutely cohesive unit, doing everything they need. Hakimi is doing bits. The team just as a collectively. And to go up against a Spanish team where you're not going to own the ball at all, really.
No, less than 25% possession.
So for them to hold on and just do what they needed and keep just grinding out a result, playing as a cohesive team.
I mean, it's honestly what we wanted to see from the United States going up against a favorite and going into the game an underdog. That's the game plan you want to see. Hold on at the back and just take those chances. And that's what Morocco did. They were able to really, really focus in on some of those fullbacks for Spain. And obviously we all saw Buffal just absolutely send Llorente back to the shops. I mean, he's such a skillful player. He's one of those players that is just so skillful, but the end product just isn't quite there for him to be at a really big club. So you see the glimpses there, and you see why the team went through. Spain didn't have a great game, but they missed some of their opportunities.
Some very, very poor penalties. Again, as we saw from the Japan game against Croatia, Spain, you expect much, much more from them. And honestly, going into penalties, I was thinking Spain's got it. You know what I mean? You'd think most people would, and just because those players are probably more experienced in games at this level, like really high-level games like this, high pressure. But Morocco stepped up, did what they needed to do, and then you see Hakimi stepping up with the absolute cheek Panenka right at the end to end Spain.
Absolutely class for Morocco. Even I'm in the same boat. I really thought Spain was going to be able to take it there in pens and just finish it off right there. But Luis Enrique, when he took over the job, he said, I don't want to lose another penalty shootout. I want all these players to take, from now until the World Cup, I want 1,000 penalties practiced in this time period. They all did it, and they still fucked up. Because that pressure is just so different when you have all those tens of thousands of people chanting for Morocco, because they had the momentum, they had the crowd there. Spain just weren't able to do it.
Morocco going through, they're gonna play a Portugal side who has defeated Switzerland. What was it, 6-1?
6-1. No Ronaldo.
Ronaldo doesn't start. That obviously has to be the starting sentence around this Portugal team. Something to do with Ronaldo, as it always is, even on our channel, because Ronaldo is he was that guy. We see Father Time catching up. He's not starting. His replacement, as we would say,
in his World Cup debut.
I don't know his name.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
He scores 3 goals and an assist. An absolute banging performance. In this Portuguese side, they looked insane today.
Bruno Fernandes, once again, just shows what he can do. I mean, the amount...
Really impressive from him.
The amount of influence that he has had in this World Cup is staggering. I mean, obviously we see Messi and Richarlison, they're scoring goals, they're really doing bits for their teams, but also Bruno has flown under the radar when it comes to performances. Has not dropped a bad performance or even a shaky performance, unlike some other number 10s in Manchester that I know of the World Cup.
But don't agree at all. Bernardo has been putting in a shift.
Hold on. Whoa. I'm not talking about Bernardo.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the other ginger plays in Manchester.
No. That team's a shambles. That team was a shambles.
But
he couldn't do anything. He's the only man on the field.
Bernardo Silva has also had a very good World Cup. But Bruno...
all his running, he's the reason Bruno's doing so good is because Bernardo's doing all his goddamn running.
But Bruno and Bernardo Silva were the two leading players in terms of pressures so far in this World Cup, and especially today against Switzerland. The two of them have just been running their socks off. And Carvalho, shout out to him, holding it down in the center of midfield. He lets them go forward and get involved in the attacking play. The Portugal team is really coming together now, and without Ronaldo, it's surprising, but they look even better. Don't say all right.
All right, that's it. Round of 16, a roundup. You know what happened. USA out, sadly. So the vibes aren't going to be as immaculate as they should be, but these next games coming up are going to be insane. So make sure you come back when we review what has happened again.
But I'm going to act like it's the World Cup trophy.
I'll do this. Whatever this is.
Okay.
Whatever that is.